Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Today is July 12th, and we're going to get another Power Hour done. I'm super excited to be working with you guys. I know that you've had amazing leaders telling you all kinds of tips and tricks for what they do, but I think we can all agree that bottom line, it all comes down to connecting with people, adding new people to our network, and being brave enough to invite them to what we do. So whether it's the challenge group or whether you're running a free group or you're focusing on developing your team, you need to be inviting every single day, and that's what we're going to be doing. So last week I talked about the document that I used for my Power Hour. I translated it to English, but it's basically pretty much the same. I'm sure you guys would have figured it out. So I'll be able to share, actually I'm going to share the link right away, and I'll also share it with our team of leaders. So, okay, I'm not going to make can edit. I'm just going to can view. Let me see. Okay, can you? And then after that, everybody's going to be able to use it. But I think the point is using a tracker allows you to make sure that you're doing the work that you should be doing, because sometimes we think that we are and we're not, or we don't do all the activities that we should be doing. And it's just the same as your fitness, right? If you're not tracking your food or you don't have some sort of plan, you might be thinking that you do everything that you should be doing to be successful. But in reality, when you take time to start tracking, it makes you a lot more conscious. So I feel like this tracker is a very good tool. And you guys, you just have to use it or use whatever you want. Make sure that you're hitting those activities in there, or maybe you'll tweak it a bit. Like maybe you're more on Instagram, maybe you're more on Facebook, maybe you're using different social media platforms, maybe you're more in-person person. So if you have to modify it, just do that. So for the file, you'll have to create a copy, and then you'll be able to create your own. So I'll share it today right now, just so you have an idea, and we're gonna get started. Oh, and before we get started, actually, I just wanted to hit one point, because I didn't talk so much about personal development, and I think that I just put a note on my binder, and I was like, okay, I want to share something with you guys. Personal development, I think everybody knows, like all the leaders will often share that this is the thing that helped them reach the next level, that this is like the foundation of their success. And I couldn't agree more. And one thing that I like to share with my team is I don't do personal development just as a check on my list. For me, I really try to be intentional and ask myself, what is the skill that I should master right now that will take me to the next level? So is it mastering Instagram? Is it focusing on my mindset more? Is it to learn how to connect with people better, or increase my influence on social media? Whatever you think that's holding you back right now, I'm sure you can think of something right now that is holding you back, or that you're scared of doing. And if you could become excellent at it, it would take your whole business and your life to the next level. So this is how I plan my personal development. I'm a personal development junkie, so I do a lot, and I'm a huge fan of podcasts. I love the School of Greatness podcast. I feel like it's a great tool. And then there's also your virtual upline. That's a good one if you want to focus on network marketing specifically. And then there's so many other podcasts, and obviously the National Wake Up Call and team calls that you can listen to on YouTube that will help you develop your skills. So for me, personal development is personal and professional development that's pertinent and intentional. So it's not just a check off my list. It's about doing the work on myself that will help me grow as a person, and I can become the person that can reach those bigger goals that I have for myself. So think about that when you're thinking about your personal growth plan, and also having next seasons. Like I like to maybe for a few months focus on leadership, and then maybe for a few months I'll focus on time management, or high performance, and then I'll switch to mindset. Like if I feel like I'm feeling a bit, my mindset is going down, I'm not as positive as I should be, my confidence is going down, then I'm going to try to find personal development that's going to help me work on that. And if I don't feel inspired sometimes, I realize that it's because I've been not as invested in my personal development. So, when I have one of those days, I'm like, I don't know what to post. I don't feel inspired. Well, the number one way to be inspired is to get inspired, to be an inspiration to others is to be inspired yourself. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to share with you the document, and then I'll just come back to the screen, and we're going to get some work done. Okay. Can you guys see this? Right? Okay, so it's very simple document. There's nothing fancy about it. The whole point is to get it done. If you want to make it fancier, that's fine, but don't spend too much time just making it pretty. The work happens, the magic happens in the work. So this one is more of an invitation blitz. So I know we say invite every single day, and I totally agree with that. And I'll have often a call to action almost. The link that I shared is in French. Okay, thank you so much. I'm actually going to share the other one. Oh, it's not working. Okay, so anyways, I'll get back to that, and I'll share at the end of the call. I'll get you the wrong link. Can view, copy link. Thank you for letting me know. Chat. Here, so if you want to perfect your Beachbody French language, you'll have both. All right, so yes, I was saying you want to focus on invitations and be very consistent, but the reality is for me, and that's when you have to think about what works best for you, is I like to do invitation blitz, right? So I have days I'll invite a lot more people than 10. And then I have days that I'll follow up more. The point is that you figure out the flow that you need to reach your goals. So obviously this month you have this bigger goals to beat your best and maybe hit success comes 30 or 40, you have to increase the number of people you're talking to. So at one point, once you start tracking, you'll have a better idea of how many invites you need to send out and how often you need to do that. So I'll have days when I do a blitz of invitations, and maybe the 2 following days are going to be more follow-ups because I'm going to be following up with them closely, and then I'll have another blitz of invitations, all right? So we're going to get started with, so you see all the documents, so you can actually open it on your end if you want. I'm going to get back to the screen with you so I can see you. And we're going to get started with happy birthdays on Facebook, and we're going to take 2 minutes. So everybody open your Facebook if it's not already open, and we're going to go wish happy birthday to everybody. So we'll get back at 9:10. Ready, set, go.
I was thinking of maybe going to a taco place tonight with the kids, but you know what? Let's just do that tomorrow on the, we'll do
Man, it's 9:10 and it was too fast for me. I'm not finished. I'll finish later. And I realized I was muted when I was showing you what I'm doing, and I was thanking Andriane for showing me that trick. So when you open all your messages, the people that you need to wish happy birthday to, you can just go over their name and then open the message box. So you can do that for all of them. So if you have a lot, you know, it becomes faster that way. And I always put their name. And if it's someone like that I know better, I might add a little something. And it's such a good way to just start reconnecting with people that you haven't been chatting with. So you can ask a question and see how they've been doing and open up the conversation like that. And also this creates an interaction between you and people in their private message box. So next time you post on Facebook, you're going to be visible there. You're going to probably pop up in their newsfeed. So the next thing that we're going to be doing. Oh, someone said yeah. Someone was unmuted and they were talking about taco night, so I just thought it was funny. All right. Okay, let's go to the next point. So, add new 10 friends on Facebook. So, like I said last week, you can go look at mutual friends. You can go in groups that you have similar interests in, and then you can just add those people. And then I know that's the first thing that I hear from my coaches, what do you do when they message you and say, do I know you? Well, I'm just being honest, and I tell them, well, we don't really know each other, and I tell them the context that I've seen them. So maybe we're part of the same group, or maybe I saw them post on my city group, and then I thought we could connect because, you know, whatever reason you want to give. And sometimes I'll just start a conversation like that, very like not say anything else, not try to talk about my business or whatever, and but just come up with something, and then most people just will leave you on their friends, and that opens you up to a whole new network of people. So let's do that right now. We're going to take 3 minutes to add as many people as we can. It's 9:13. We'll get back at 9:16. Ready, set, go. And one thing I didn't tell you about the birthdays, it's also a good way for you to clean your contacts. If ever you're seeing that this person is not your type of person you want to work with, you can remove them as friends. Eventually, when you have a long list of friends, you also need to like clean up your friend list. On my end, I had a lot of pending requests, so I go through them, and then I typically want to add the ones that I don't have any mutual friends in common because they added me, so that's okay. And that means it opens me up to a brand new network, and it also means that it's probably not a coach already. So this is how I focus on adding people. But I remember when I first started, I added so many moms from a mom's group that I had, like so many. Just have to be careful because if you do too many, then Facebook can flag you, but 10 should be fine. 10 a day. All right. It wasn't so long. I need to finish my birthday wishes. That's taken me more time. Got 1 minute left. Add as many as you can. All right, it's 9:16. I'm going to finish one last. All right, next on our list. Let me take a sip of water. I need to know. Okay, cool. Now we're going to go to Instagram. I'm going to go grab my phone. We have 3 minutes to go add 20 people on Instagram. So what I do is I'll either have like a bigger accounts that are not coaches, not always related to specifically fitness and wellness, but accounts that I like following. So example, I'm from Quebec, French province. I'll follow some people that inspire me that are in the business or the show business world. And then I'll go on their following list and I'll see who I could be interested in connecting with. So this is one of the ways that I do for adding my 20 new follows per day on Instagram. And also thanks to this amazing group, because I'm still fairly new to the Instagram world. I signed up for Stim Social and I love it. So this is another good way for me to add new people, but also be intentional and do it myself. So we're going to take 3 minutes to do that and add as many. And obviously right now, guys, we're doing that in an hour. So we're trying to hit as many things that we can do in an hour. If you want to allow more time for your business, do that. And we'll get back so you can do multiple power hours. So it's 9:17. We'll do until 9:20 or 9:21 to add as many people on Instagram. All right, let's do this. Noelle, Stim Social is sort of an app that you can, I think there's a free option, or you can try it for free for 5 days. Oh, yeah, that's a good warning. Okay, yeah, it's interesting. So it's stimsocial.com. If you do stimsocial.com, and I just started using it, and I've been able to increase the number of followers that I have. So far I like it. But then again, it's good to like have that human, like you're the only one who can really know who you really want to work with, and that you do it like that, and then see the people that you would like to interact with or potentially have as a challenger or a coach on your team. I also did I think it was you, Elisa, showing how you can create a collection on your Instagram. I created one for potential customers, clients, and one for my dream team. So now I can save people's photo in those albums, and it's a good way for me to track who I want to connect with and follow up with. There you go. Okay, it's 9:20. Let's take one more minute. I always click on their profile. If it's private, I typically know that they're not into a business on social media anyways. So they're probably not a coach. If I can see their pictures right away and it's not private, I'll go click like on a few of them, and I'll leave a comment that's like related to the picture so they know I'm not a robot. Well, that's interesting. Like her. She's a stylist. I'll take one picture and I'll comment about the look. Like, she's got nice blue pants on there. So love the blue pants. Where did you get them? Where are they from? So at that point, I'm not adding them to any list right now. For me, I start adding people to my contact list when we are having conversation, and specifically when they're aware of what I have to offer. This is when I start tracking. But you can start tracking whenever you want. And if you feel that you need to add them and track where you found them so you can follow up, that's a good way to do that. And you could also put it on your calendar as a reminder to follow up with these people. I like to use Google Calendar for that. Okay, well, thank you, Adrienne. I guess we have to be aware of the number of people we're adding to, just like in Facebook. I think if we do 20, I mean, I didn't get 20 done right now, so we'll get to the next point. But the point is really to add new people to your network every single day. So we're going to interact with people who liked and commented our post, and we're going to try to do as many. I put goal 50 people, but I mean, in 3 minutes, I don't know if that's doable. But let's just remember that we can get back to that if we want to hit more people, if we want to get hit a bit bigger goal. And if you haven't posted on social media, then you need to make sure that you do that every single day. So yesterday I did a call to action, a last call to join my Lift For group. So if you didn't do that yet, that's a good way to also create a sense of urgency. So I did that on Instagram and my Facebook like page. So I'm going to go interact with everybody. And like I showed last week, I'm not going to go in details, but I use also ManyChat. That's a message bot that allows me to create automated reply on Facebook. So I didn't set it up for last night's post, but this is something I'm going to do. So I can also go interact with the people that just like. But ManyChat allows me to send an automated message to the people that commented, or I can even select a word, a specific word. If I ask them to comment info, and everybody that comments that word will get my automated reply. Then I send them to my form so I can get to know them better, and then I'll go message them by email. All right, so let's take a few minutes for that. Let's say 5 minutes, so we have enough time. So at 9:29 or 9:30, we'll get back. So it might not be a call to action that you did. It might be like a more general post. And sometimes we wonder what we should tell people. just be very simple. Like, thanks for the love. Thanks for liking my post. And then ask a question related to that post. And then you open a conversation that way. We have a few minutes left, and we're going to move on to Instagram stories. What I've done too with using STEM Social allows me to send a automated reply to my new followers on Instagram. So for that, just for that feature, I think it's pretty cool because you don't have that ability on Facebook. If someone likes your page, you can't message them directly. They have to comment on one of your posts so you can get in contact through your page. So yeah, so that feature is pretty cool. And then I'll just say I say something like, "Hi, thanks for following me on Instagram. I'm a mom of 3. I'm passionate about health and fitness, and my mission is to help women take control of their life and their health. You can follow me on my Insta stories every day. I post often there." And I ask a question like, do you work out too? Are you on your fitness journey too? So always end up with a question so you can open up the conversation. And a lot of them respond to me. So I feel like it's a really good way to get in contact with people. Seriously, this is a game changer. I feel like Instagram stories allows us to really share who we are, and it feels a lot more human. We're such a relationship based business. I feel like this is a really good way to connect with people. All right, so we'll do that. It's 9:30 now. We're gonna go to Insta stories. So we're gonna see how many people have been watching our stories, and we're gonna go and talk with the people that either saw our stories or messaged us back, but try to get in contact with 10, let's say, what's the goal here? Let's do 10 in 5 minutes. We're going to try to do as many as we can in 5 minutes and just send them a quick message or start a conversation with them. So we have 5 minutes. We'll get back at 9:36. Go. There's this new feature now, a recent feature, maybe it's not that new, that you can ask a question. So you can try that. I haven't tried it yet, but it's a good way to just start a conversation with people. Maybe I'll just do an Insta stories right now. I'll mute myself. I'll ask a question. So sometimes I don't know what to say either. This girl, I've been seeing her posts. I know who she is. Never really reached out to her. She'd be a great coach. She works out. I was like, man, I don't know what to send her. So I went to one of her highlights, right? You can find the highlights of their story. And she was sharing some of her fitness progress pictures. And I just want to comment on how awesome she looks. And she's got a crazy, beautiful shape. So everybody loves compliments. It's like a challenge that I have every day. I don't count the compliments that I send, but now I make a conscious effort when I think something is pretty on someone, or, you know, even pretty eyes, like when they have bright blue eyes or green eyes, I'll tell them that they have beautiful eyes instead of just keeping it for myself. If I love their purse, if I love their outfit, their pants or whatever, I also do it in person, and everybody likes that. It just has to be a true compliment that you don't just make it up to say compliment. If it comes to my mind though, now in my previous life, I was too shy to do that. So I forgot what time we started. I'm going to finish and do 2 more. So I have no idea how that question thing works, but I tried it. So we'll see if people ask me questions, and then I'll be able to get in contact with them. All right. Oh, this one is in French. Hold on. Okay. So now we're going to get to one of the most important things that we need to do is a lot of what we've been doing is connecting with people and adding them to our network. Now we need to get to the point where we invite them to our challenge group or our coaching. And how I do it is I don't typically just get in contact with someone that I never messaged before and just send them a cold invite. I always have previously messaged them, and a lot of the invitations that I do are following calls to actions, right? So this is how I count my invitations when people say that they're interested. So yesterday I posted a transformation photo on my Instagram and my Facebook. I asked them to comment info. So this is how I invite them. So I will send them my official message saying, thank you for your interest in my challenge group. Can you please fill out that form? But it could be anything. Like if you want to do it more individual, I suggest that you take a look at creating a form for yourself. But at the end of the day, what you want to know is you want to get to know them better, what they need, how much time they have to work out, what their fitness level is. And I would share some of my forms, but they're in French. But basically, that's what I asked them. I asked them about their goals, what they want to achieve, and I asked them to be very specific and to tell me exactly what they want to do. And then I asked them if they already did a challenge with me, because sometimes I have customers that return and just want to sign up for a new. So just knowing where they're at, what their goals are, and then I'll make recommendations for programs that I think that would be great for them. I usually send 3 suggestions, and I'll have a summary, like a little summary of what the program is about, like 3-4 sentences, and then I'll send the link to the URL for YouTube, that the official video that presents the workout, and then I ask them to come back to me. And now everything is transitioned since we're using Beachbody On Demand. But before it was more like, okay, choose one program. But now we can sort of like figure this out after when they sign up also, because they can just go through the library and see what they like the most, because most people will sign up with On Demand. So, all right, the goal now is to invite 10 people. So you want to have goals to invite people to your challenge groups and goals to invite people to coaching. I try to do it consistently, but I do have moments where I'm more focused on challenge groups and more focused on coaching. So for me, the first half of the month is always filling up my challenge group. So I'll promote that too. I'll talk about it on my social media. I'll be more intentional about talking about the fitness and our solutions with fitness and nutrition. And then second half of the month is more focused on coaching. So again, we say to do it every day, which is a great thing. And I'm not stopping myself from inviting coaches in the first half of the month, but my focus switches more in the middle of the month. And this is when I'll also run a sneak peek. I'll have maybe I have a live webinar either in the typically in the third week of the month. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to host a sneak peek or a webinar or both if I want to do both in that month. And then I'll invite people to that info group, and then I'll convert them to coaches. And also second half of the month for me is also a focus for me to help my coaches reach their goals. So more guide them because they have to help themselves and do the work themselves. But I invest more time in connecting, following up, seeing what's up with my coaches, and seeing how I can help them hit Success Club and get to a next rank. All right, so let's take 10 minutes for that. I mean, we have I'd rather we focus on that because the rest is more like check-ins and groups. So let's take at least 5-10 minutes to go do our invites. Are you guys ready? Not scared anymore? All right, let's do this. So my automated message is set up for my call to action from yesterday. So my Facebook post is taken care of. Now I'm going to go copy paste it and send it to myself in Facebook, and I'll send it to the people who commented on Instagram so I can send them the information to answer my form. I mute myself so you don't hear all the Jessica, your question about email or social, I'm not sure you're to understand what you mean. Just let me know, I'll answer you. And then what we'll do, the rest of the power hour is more check-ins and then creating posts. How about like in 5 minutes, we can do that, or I can answer some of your questions if you have some questions. This is my last power hour that I do for this month. So if you have, questions that you would like to ask me about how I run my business, I'll be happy to answer. few more minutes. If you do have questions, you can put them in the chat, or you'll be able to unmute yourself if you want at the end, if you think that's a good idea. If not, we can just continue with the list of things to do. And that girl who I messaged that I was talking about, she replied right away. I'm gonna put her in my dream team collection. For some reason it's not working. One more minute. Someone asked me a question on my Instagram story. She said, "Are you only working for Beachbody?" Yes. And full-time mom too. That's a job. See how that works. How many invites did you get, guys? Have to count everything that I have for my comments. So if you have automated systems like that and it works for you, then you can get a lot of invitations that are pretty much automated. And then what I did is that time that we spent, I went on my previous post and I went to make sure that I answered all the questions and I went to connect with people there. So see how you should invest your time according to where you're at in your business and what your goals are and what works for you. So yesterday, I think I have like 20 something on my Facebook and about 16 on my Instagram. So that's pretty good. And then I funnel them, right? I track them. I make sure that if I see that they didn't answer my form, then I'll follow up with them. And sometimes just a quick follow up on Messenger from my like page, it gets them to make time for the form, and then I transfer them to email. For me, it's a better way to track. And I'm still not set up with Streak, but that's the next step for me. I feel like it's going to be a lot easier. All right. So we can go to the next point. Then no one has a question. Or do you want to take questions? Are we taking questions? Suggest comments? Very quiet. I need to rest my voice. How many invites did you get? I want to know at least that. I'd like to know the best apps for Facebook. Well, for me, what do you mean, like in general to manage Facebook? Well, one that I use is ManyChat for my inbox. And last week I was talking about my system for tags. So when you're on your like page, you can I can share with you very quickly. Again, I did that last week, but let me see, Safari. Okay, so do you see my Facebook? I can't see you guys anymore. Hopefully you see this. So see, this is my call to action from yesterday. It's very short. I said, last chance to join my challenge group. I'm looking for 3 positive women who are ready to work out 4 times a week for about 30 minutes a day. and focus on a healthy meal plan that's non-restrictive for 8 weeks. So really, I'm giving more details about the structure of the program. I asked them to comment info. So this is where I have like my automatic reply. So if, just to give you an idea, to response, we'll go to my inbox. So this person, she's already, I don't know if you can see on the right, she's got tags here. It's labels. So she had asked previously for info for 2B Mindset. And then I put a label too for following up with her. If I go to my inbox specifically, let me see. It's not showing up. Okay. Hold on. Let me try to make it bigger. I don't want to open. Okay, if I open this, I can search. Okay, sorry. You're right here, top left. I can search by labels or names. So if I want to see the people that asked info to be in my last sneak peek, which is info coach, I can follow up with them here. So everybody that has that tag. So every time I speak to someone in my inbox, oh, did you guys disappear? Okay, stop sharing. Every time I speak to someone in my inbox, I label them, right? So it's easier for me to track that. So it's not an app, but using your Light page for that for me allows me to sort of classify my contacts. So Amber's saying that she had 2 new invites. And then for Instagram, well, my apps that I use also Hype Type for some of my stories. So it allows me to put some text and music on it. So that's one that I like. And then obviously photo apps that I use. My top favorite ones that I use presently are Snapseed, Darkroom, Beauty Plus. And I also use InstaSize because I make borders on my Instagram pictures. So I have white borders. So it's called InstaSize. But then like there's a million apps. So you just have to figure out which one works for you and use them. And then Stem Social that I just recently started to use. And then Linktree for Instagram if you want to. And I'm so late for that. I just set it up this week, guys. So I added a link tree. I'm just going to type it down. So that allows you to put that link in your bio, and then you can create other links because you can only put one link in your bio. Let me just make sure that I write it down. Okay, LENTR. Oh, see, I made a mistake. I can't talk and write at the same time if I'm not writing what I'm talking about. Well, this is my link. Well, I'll send you my link, but I guess this is my link. If you want to see what it looks like, but if you search for this link, you'll be able to set it up. It's very easy. I use the free version right now. I just started it. So what's the app for the conversation? The first one you said. ManyChat, right? Is that right? No? Josiane, which one? I talked about two. Stem Social? Stem Social. Yeah. That, and if you do stemsocial.com, you'll find it right away. There are various plans. You can try the 5-day for free, and then I signed up. I took the $99. I was like, okay, let's just see. So they're actually managing it for me. I wanted to test it out, and what they did is I put a lot of locations because, especially being French and my market being French, it was important for me that people that would be following me are from the area that I'm from, so it increases the chance that they speak French. So I put a bunch of cities from Quebec, right, the main cities, and where I'm from and where I live. And then I put a bunch of hashtags that relate to what I'm sharing on social media. Then the system went and followed a bunch of people, and then it shows you what's the percentage of like follow back that you get. And it's they've been sending me emails telling me what's up with my my Instagram. So I keep an eye on it, but like I'm really in a testing phase. And that's one thing about being the CEO of your business is, and being a leader is trying things that you don't know if they're going to work. You're not sure, but you have to allow like a testing period and track it and see, okay, was that helpful? Did I see an increase in my results? And then I pass it on to the team. So but I can't tell you that's been really helpful right now because it's been like a week and a half that I set it up, but it increased my followers for sure on my page. Okay, let me see the other questions. Following that could, okay, trying to build a following, could use some advice. Okay, on Instagram, or like, let's say just, I'm going to try to be very quick on that. But for me, like, it really comes down to defining your brand, who you are outside of Beachbody, unless you're like a fitness guru, like super into nutrition, that can become part of your brand. But some coaches also are branding themselves as not liking to work out, and that's part of their brand. So you just have to think about what defines you, and then create content that you would like to follow yourself. So building, and so creating content that add value to people's lives. So always ask yourself, what do you like to see? What do you like? Who do you like to follow, and why? And then you might want to be inspired for creating content that's related to that. But then again, you don't want to copy paste what other people are doing, but that could get you an inspiration. And then ask yourself, would you follow you? Yes. Why? Okay, good. That's good. And if the answer is no, it's like, okay, well, how can you improve? What do you like to see in other people? I also have always been investing in my business too, so promoting some of my posts. I do have a budget for promoting my social media, so it doesn't have to be a lot of money, right? It could be a goal. If you sell a challenge pack or 2 challenge packs or whatever, how many you reinvest maybe 10% of the money you make back in your business. Right? So that could be a goal. Like that's a number that I heard a lot. So I've always been promoting my like page. And now that I can do Instagram, I do that too. And then using STEM Social allows me to build a bigger network as well. And it all comes down to adding value to people's life. This is how you're going to become a person of influence. And this is how they're going to see you as a leader. And this is how they're going to want to follow you. But that's like really quick. That could be a whole call about that. About 10 invites, but I'm deep, adding new people. Good job, Amber. Commenting back, which I've been needing to. Will continue this power on my own to do more inviting. Perfect. And that's it. It doesn't finish now. It's 10 o'clock, but I'll answer the questions and we can continue to focus on what is the best activities that will give us the best ROI. Okay, so Josiane is testing ManyChat. Okay, yeah, your message bot. Yeah, I'm not a specialist either. I use it mostly for the automated reply, but we can get more in detail. Jen Richardson has great training from March and the Beachbody Champions on how to build your IG following. That's true. And she had an awesome national wake-up call that she did. She's really good on Instagram. Thank you. I'm not great with social media yet and new to Instagram, so it's very helpful. Awesome, Shannon. I'm glad it was helpful. That's my my main goal is to try to help you guys. So hopefully that was helpful. I know we're going to learn a lot more from other amazing coaches, and there's new leaders coming in this week and the following weeks. That was it for me for the 2 power hours I had the opportunity to host with you. Keep in mind to always be in a student mindset. I mean, I'm such a curious person. I've always been this way, and I feel like it's an amazing mindset to have, to always want to understand how things work and how you can become better, and there's no end to that. So I hope you guys are feeling more comfortable with connecting with people and not being so scared, and always put yourself in the mindset that you're offering a gift. And remember, how this opportunity, how this business has changed your life, and how it's your responsibility to share with others. So I'll be sharing the recording, and I'll also add the link for the Power Hour. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy Thursday.